Hey guys, I want to show you the tapping technique that I use when I'm noticing that I'm on a kind of low vibrational emotion. Sometimes I don't even know how I'm feeling, but I just know that I'm not feeling great. Other times I know I can identify the emotion, I know exactly how I'm feeling, and I want to do something to feel better. And this is my go-to. I know there are other tapping techniques that use different fingers and it kind of more advanced stuff, or it feels more advanced to me just because I learned this really bare bones basic technique many years ago, and it's just my go-to for raising my vibes up. So I begin with the karate chop point and just taking couple fingers here on the karate chop point. This is the kind of setup. And so 3 times in the setup, I'll say, even though I'm feeling, insert emotion, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling, whatever it is, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling, I love and accept myself. So you just say that 3 times as a setup. Now, there are some times when I don't actually know how I'm feeling. So in that case, I will go, even though I'm feeling weird, even though I don't understand how I'm feeling right now, I love and accept myself. So that's fine too. You don't have to know the exact emotion. But one of my go-tos is probably even though I'm feeling overwhelmed, or even though I'm feeling anxious. Oftentimes I have this like low level, I shouldn't say oftentimes, but sometimes I have this low level anxiety and I wake up with it sort of 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't even know what it is. And it's just, I call it low level anxiety, and I'm pointing here because that's where I feel it. So I will, wake up in the morning if I'm still kind of feeling it. I will say, even though I'm feeling this low level anxiety, I love and accept myself. So whatever it is, even though I'm feeling angry, whatever the emotion is. So that's the setup. Then the different points are inside of the eyebrow, outside of the eyebrow, under the eye where there's kind of a bony bit under the eye right here, under the nose, under the chin, or just kind of in that area under the lips, just that little indentation there on the chin. And then for here, I always learned that you're hitting these 2 points but with one hand. So I tend to do it with one hand, but I know a lot of people do 2. And in a way I think 2 must mean that you really do get the right area. It's just a habit for me because I learned it this way, to do it this way. And then under the arm, and it's kind of this fleshy area in your back where they always say it's kind of just above your bra strap, and that is true. It's right above my bra strap right there. There's kind of just a fleshy bit. So you gotta kind of lift up there and pat there, and then top of the head. And that's 1 round. And then what I will do is take myself through 1 round of just acknowledging the emotion, asking myself some questions about the emotion, and then I'll kind of do another round. Sometimes there's no wrong or right. Like if I feel like I just want to move into now the kind of self-pep talk or the higher self talking to me, that will just naturally come in the next round. When I start over again, you don't do the setup again on the karate chop, but when you're starting over again, you've done the top of the head and now you're moving to the eyebrow point here, I will just naturally go into a kind of positive self-talk. And it's incredible. I really do think that it helps me oftentimes to tap into my inner wisdom, my intuition, because even if I don't think I know what it is, or I think I know what it is, something else will come up when I do it. So I'm gonna sort of make something up here to demonstrate in case you want to know any further than that. So I'm going to make up low-level anxiety. Okay. Even though I'm feeling this low-level anxiety, you can do this with me if you want. You can either insert your own emotion if you want, but maybe you just want to hear how I do this. Even though I'm feeling this low-level anxiety, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling this low-level anxiety, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling this low-level anxiety, I love and accept myself. This anxiety, this weird kind of low-level anxiety, it's waking me up too early in the morning. It's making me feel tight inside my abdomen. It sort of rushes up and then it dies back down again. this low-level anxiety, these pangs of anxiety. What am I anxious about? I don't even know what I have to be anxious about. Is it about work? Is it something to do with a deadline I've got coming up? Is it to do with my family? Yeah, I'm feeling like it probably is work. I'm feeling like I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself to meet this deadline, and it's my own deadline. I work to my own deadlines, so why I put this kind of pressure on myself is interesting. I have all the tools I need. I know everything I need to do in order to get everything done in time. I just need to let go of perfection. Let go of thinking that it's not going to be good enough, that I'm going to disappoint people. I'm going to let go of perfection. I let go of not being good enough. I let go of anything that holds me back. What is it that's holding me back? It's feeling like it's not going to be good enough. It is absolutely going to be more than good enough. You've absolutely got this, Kelly. You know you have got this. I take a deep breath in, and I notice how I'm feeling in my body. And usually I get kind of a sense of lightness. If I feel like it's still there, or I want to keep going with it, then I will just keep going with it. It's like talking to myself. This is like a way for me to kind of speed through what would take me pages in a journal to do. Sometimes I can get a journal out and I can go, why am I feeling this way? And that's a good way too. I can actually just get to the bottom of it, figure it out, take some action steps, identify some action steps, know what I need to do. I feel like the tapping almost saves me all the writing. I mean, how long did that actually take? I'm looking, the whole total video right now has been 7 minutes, but some of that was introduction. Let's call it 5 minutes or less. In 5 minutes or less, which I think is less time than it would take me to journal on it, I can actually get to the bottom of what it is if I'm not sure. I can give myself that advice from my higher self, that kind of pep talk, and I can just talk myself around. And the amazing thing about doing the tapping is it's not just coming from my head. It's just me figuring it out. It actually is releasing the emotions inside of me and dissipating them and bringing myself down, or I should say bringing myself up if I think about it in terms of the vibrational scale. Now instead of feeling anxious, I feel positive expectation. I feel like I know everything's going to be okay. I feel trust. I feel self-trust. I feel like I've got this. What am I worried about? So that was kind of a simplistic one, you know, and sometimes it really is that way for me. If I'm packing for a trip, I always get anxiety before I'm leaving on a trip, that there's stuff to do before I leave, that I don't want to forget to do this, that I've got to remember to pack that, I've got to, you know, there's this kind of, I used to get really anxious before trips, and I would just put my suitcase down, sit on my bed, say, even though I'm feeling stressed or even though I'm feeling overwhelmed, I love and accept myself. And I would just basically say, the stress is overwhelmed. You're going to get there, Kelly, and everything's going to be fine. You've got everything you need. If you don't remember something, you can get it there. It doesn't matter. Everything, you've got it all written down. If there's something that you haven't written down, just write it down, make a list. And it's like I just talk myself through it, and in kind of just a few minutes, I am completely and utterly fine, and I'm packing and I'm kind of singing and everything's good again. So those are just kind of a couple of examples. If I'm angry, if my husband and I have had a little bit of I can just take myself off to the other room and tap, even though I'm feeling really pissed off right now. I love and accept myself. And I can go, oh my gosh, and I can just tap on it. You know, it makes me so mad when he says that. And and I just kind of talk myself through it. I'm saying it out loud to you right now, but I do this in my head, really. I'm trying to think if I ever actually say it out loud. I say it in my head. And I can just do a couple rounds of that, And you know, sometimes it might take 3, but I promise you that by the time I'm done, I am so much calmer. I can then do another round of tapping on love, you know, but I love him and I know he loves me, and I know that this is not out of maliciousness, and I know that it's just this, and I come at it from a place of love, and I can completely also really take myself down if I'm feeling angry. So I hope this helps you guys to see how this really simple tapping thing can help move you up the emotional ladder if you are feeling a low vibe emotion. I will love to hear how it works for you.